Guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is the Pain from Pune. Probably from my tone you can recognize that I'm super happy riding this brand new Guerrilla, which is done just 3 kilometers. Riding position is superb. It is much better than my Scrambler, I would say. Seat height is pretty low and comfortable. I'm sitting at the very front, or towards the front of the bike. You can flick around the bike very easily, super light to maneuver. Suspension, with the first impression from the potholes that I faced so far, is like rock solid. It's on the harder side, but it absorbs the thumbs really well. There are vibes on the tank when I accelerate on idling. Even this one, there is slight jarring on the right hand side. Left is somewhat smooth, I don't know why. Both the foot pegs are smooth. Foot pegs have no vibes. It's super peppy to ride in the city, man. I'm loving this. Exhaust is less noisy. Suspension is just soaking the bumps very easily, and though it is not as fast as the Scrambler, but it is super quick enough. Drop a gear and disappear is what I would say. Of course, I'm overwhelmed with this bike. I'm simply falling in love with it. And by the way, on the Bangalore highway right now, I touched around 70-80 or something, and before again I hit the traffic, and in that patch the bike was super smooth. So I was above 4000 rpm or about 3500 rpm that time, for sure. So if I get a chance to do a little longer ride, I'll share more feedback in that vlog. Yo, that's super good brake at just 10 km of the bike usage. The bite is really nice. I guess I'll get a little more or a better feedback of brakes. Like, when you brake, you usually get a feedback like how is the brake working, how is the bike stopping. That will be a bit better once the bike has done little more kilometers. Right now it is brand new and has just done 10 kilometers.
So guys, I've been using this Guerrilla 450 in the city and highway for almost 391 minus 3 kilometers, so 388 kilometers. I got this delivery when it was just done 3 kilometers on the auto from the showroom. And this bike performs exceptionally well for a person like me who is a tamed rider, who doesn't like aggressive riding, who doesn't like the likes of the KTM being aggressive, or even my Scrambler being a little more aggressive than this. So this is a very tamed motorcycle. The engine is completely linear. It doesn't have any power punch or any aggression that you would see. So if you're that kind of rider, this is surely a machine for you. Fuel efficiency in the city was somewhere around 27-28 kmpl, and the highways it was around 30-31 kmpl. And comfort wise, suspension wise, city you will not have any issues. It is slightly towards the stiffer side when you're comparing it with the Himalayan. Okay, suspension travel obviously is a little less, and especially on the highway, the rear pillion does feel uncomfortable or is not super comfortable, because probably the travel is less and it bottoms out, the suspension bottoms out very soon. I traveled with my son to Aravi beach on this bike, and I was super comfortable throughout for the front and rear suspension as a rider, but as a pillion, my son could feel a lot of thumps or jerks at the rear seat. Plus overall the rear seat is quite narrow, and the overall seat length is also less. It is just comfortable for 2 people to sit. So he was probably sitting completely at the rear, and this section is quite less. It is soft. If you're riding slow around 60-70, you wouldn't feel that much of an issue, but if you're shifting towards the rear and sitting because they have some luggage between the two, then it becomes a bit uncomfortable. The front Showa suspension and the rear combination are also overall good. The front soaks in the shock absorbers, the shocks that come in, it absorbs them really well. The rear, I've already given you feedback. There's not much issue with the rider, only the pillion faces some thumbs. Maybe if we would have adjusted the suspension, because it is at the softest setting, we could have shifted it to the mid mode or the center mode. I think that will be 5th or something. It looks like it is 7-step or 6-step adjustable. So if we would have shifted it a bit too hard, we would have soaked the bumps a little well. It wouldn't have bottomed out. Tires up front are from Seat and they are 120 section, 17 inch. At the rear it is 160 section, 60 R17. Again it is from Seat. These tires performed exceptionally well on highways and in city. In city, obviously the vehicle is light, it doesn't need that much of stopping power. I mean, while riding it doesn't feel that heavy. And on highways, there were multiple ghat sections from Pune to Divyaghar, and I was trying to lean a bit on the bike, and it had exceptional grip on the corners also, because if you see this tread pattern, these blocks are quite big, they're not small and they're not large, I mean they're not heighted. So the tire is very well balanced as kind of dual sport, even front and rear. Again, reins also, we did not have any kind of issues in braking. It performed exceptionally well. Again, the brakes by Biber, Royal Enfield has set them up really well. Both the front and rear, we did not have any kind of braking issues where the brakes were not working or the wheels locked up or the ABS was not working. Nothing as such. Everything was just perfectly mated to the bike, is just perfectly mated to the bike, and you wouldn't have any complaints. Two issues I faced continuously were with this. One is this switch, the toggle switch knob is gone bad, and we have to really play around with it. It shifts up and down. See, right now also I'm pressing, it doesn't move easily up or down. It's just moving to 1 or 2. It's stuck between this screen. So this, and I've heard that this joystick does get replaced in warranty by RE, so that's a very good gesture by RE. Here in Triumph, where we have issues with the brake pads and all, Triumph is not even acknowledging that it's their issue. So second major issue was, you can see all this dirt out here. In rainy season, everything comes right at the top, like in the Scrambler also. So you're going to need a tire hugger here for sure. Third thing, as I told you earlier, the seat is too small. If you're planning for touring, you're going to have a little less space overall. Yes, the tank is small. It is just 11 liters, I suppose, but it overall gives you a good fuel efficiency of, maybe on the highway, if I was not with pillion, it would have given me 33-35, and if you look at that range, then you would get easily a range of 310-325 from the 9-10 liters. So fuel efficiency wise, tank wise, I don't think so it's a major issue. And one thing is good, that the tank is a little smaller. It doesn't add to the weight overall of the bike, especially when you add, when you have a tank full of it. Another point that people have complained that the radiator is too exposed. Okay, now while riding, it is not at all that much out. You don't observe it even from the front. Okay, you don't see that radiator is extending out. Now people may say that someone might come here and ram into the radiator. Well, in that case, all KTMs, all Dominars have the radiator at the same location, and in some cases there is no crash guard also over here. For example, only the 2023 Dominar Touring Edition has a crash guard that is protruding here, but otherwise all the radiators are just covered with something plastic. So I don't think this radiator is going to cause any, it's going to get damaged easily or something. Of course, you can get some original accessories and install a crash guard, and that is protected, so the problem is solved that also. Ground clearance of the bike is at 169 mm, but that was also not an issue anywhere. I did a soft a very small off-road. I'll upload that video too, but we did not have any issues getting through small holes and all, small paths and all with this low kind of ground clearance. Another thing, this bike comes equipped with a main stand. This did not rattle anywhere, this did not come in between anywhere, this did not cause any issues. In fact, I think if I had made a purchase decision, it would have been a boon to have this main stand on the bike, which I miss on this one and the Dominar too. Of course, this is targeted as a roadster and not a scrambler, so we should not be expecting a scrambler to have a main stand, but this is a very good add-on feature. Secondly, I didn't have major vibrations on the foot peg. Not only this is rubber obviously, but if you see this mount of the front footrest, it is on the rubbers, so probably that killed a lot of vibrations. Throughout the ride, I didn't have any major vibrations on the front foot pegs while riding in the city or off-road or whenever or on the long ride. Both the sides, if you see, mountings are on rubber stuff, so that is one thing which would have helped kill a lot of vibrations. Again, unlike my scrambler, the headlight throw is exceptionally good. While going to Aravi, I tested the headlight at night. It was a night ride from here Pune to Aravi beach via Tamini Ghat, and I'll share some clips in that particular video and you can check out the throw over there. Mirrors are a bummer. One, they are inside, and second, they are pretty small. Comparatively, the mirrors on the scrambler are a bit better because they are a little wider, though they are of the same size, but they are a little wider than the handlebars, so they give a better view. Hand grips are something I loved throughout. Why? No doubt when your hand is sweaty or something, it gives you a proper grip. It is a bit pointed material and it gives exceptional grip. You can hold it really well, plus it is a bit soft material, okay, so it gives you good road handling capability when on bad roads, and also you can grip the bike really well and move around. Secondly, when it is raining, as we experienced while coming back yesterday, this were completely wet, gloves were completely wet, hands were completely wet, but this was giving a very good grip. Again, overall at high speeds and all, handlebar did not have any major vibrations, unlike my scrambler. Plus these levers, though they are not adjustable ones over here, they are easily accessible for a short rider or a long rider because they have a good path over here, so you can hold it really well while off-roading or while touring or while being in city. You got enough length over here, and the cable is not hard, the clutch pull is not at all hard. Again, the brake feel with these levers for the front brake is not that aggressive, or you don't have to pull in too much. It's well balanced and you'll get a good brake feedback also. By the way, there were no heating issues in the city or on highway, being a brand new less driven engine or least driven engine, because it had just done 3 kilometers when I picked it up from showroom, and rest all 387 kilometers, 388 kilometers I rode in the city and on highway. Engine did not overheat anywhere, nor there were any kind of jarring or vibrations anywhere throughout any band. I think max I touched was around 90-95 because it was raining and wet, and throughout it was ghats, so we did not get much straight line to push this bike. But till that speed limit, the vibrations were almost nil. Of course, it is a single cylinder, so you would have some vibrations, but they were not at all disturbing or bad or irritating like the other two review bikes, other two review Himalayans that I rode. They had major vibrations issues, but this one does not. Even my scrambler has vibration issues. The levers and all in my scrambler vibrate. I have made a separate vlog on it. Once that gets resolved, I'll put the vlog public. I think I've covered major points of the Guerrilla. If I missed out, please put the questions in the video description, in the video comments, and I try to address them. If someone has already picked a Guerrilla, deliveries have started. I guess waiting period is much less in Pune. Somewhere it is around 2 to 3 weeks is what I heard. So I hope this video helps you getting a feedback on the bike. And if you make the purchase, if you're happy, unhappy, whatever it is, please share your feedback in the video comments so that whoever else comes on the video looking out for more feedbacks get the advantage of that, and they get first hand info. With that said, I'll end the vlog here. Thanks for watching. See you in a new one very soon. Like, share, subscribe. Do not forget to check out the other parts of it. There are at least going to be 3 more videos on the Guerrilla.
I didn't want to see you when you came home, 'cause you always try to hurt me, and that's so